Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Come on in here and sit down with me, and let's open our Bibles up together and look at Psalm 6. Psalm 6 is where we are this week as we've been studying this first of the penitential Psalms. It's written by David. It's written for Niganoth on Sheminith. So Niganoth could be a stringed instrument, probably is. Don't know really. Sheminith, the name suggests something to do with eighths or an eighth. So it's could be a men's choir, could be the timing notation. The medieval authors saw the eighth, prompted by the word Sheminith, saw the eighth as the new creation or the stage of bliss. So they saw the Lord created in 6 days, and the seventh day he rested, and then what happens on the eighth day? Well, on the eighth day, he's going to make a new heaven and new earth, so he goes back to work. So they see the eighth as, the new creation, and God is doing a new work. And so David in this psalm is then shedding, all of his sins. He's confessing, he's being penitent about his sins. And the Lord, because of his prayer for mercy and salvation, is going to do a new work in him. The Jewish Kabbalists find the Lord's name 8 times here, which it is. You see the Tetragrammaton used 8 different times. So when you see the Lord's name written in all caps, that's the name that the Lord spoke to Moses at the bush. This is his name. So you find it 8 different times in this. And so Sheminith could mean, an eighth of the name, or an 8-time use of the name, something like that. Well, in verses 7 and 8, let's just go ahead and read those today. Mine eye is consumed because of grief. It waxeth old because of all my enemies. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity, for the Lord hath heard the voice of my weeping. All right, so that's verses 7 and 8. My eye is consumed because of grief. So his bones are vexed. He has night sweats. He's crying over his sinfulness. And now it says his eye is consumed. He's been grieving so much that his eye is eaten up. It is dried up. And it waxes old because of the enemies. So there are lots of enemies, aren't there? We find ourselves in a battle every day. And the battle is raging against us. Dear Christian friend, it's raging against you. Dear non-Christian friend, it's raging against you, and you may not even know it. And the psalmist here cries out, "Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity." So all those tools and servants that sin and Satan use to trip us up and to trap us and to trick us, the psalmist cries out here against his enemies, and he says, "Depart from me." And then notice there in verse 8, he says, "The Lord hath heard the voice of my weeping." The Lord has heard the voice of my weeping. So here's the very first positive thing that we've had in this psalm. Notice this is the first statement of peace and hope. He says, the Lord has heard. Look at that again. He has heard the voice of my weeping. So all the enemies are going to be confounded because the Lord's the one who hears prayer. He's the one that's heard the psalmist as he's cried out in all of his distress, his request for mercy, his request for salvation. Guess what? The Lord hears and answers prayer. And he's going to answer this prayer straight away. Now tomorrow we're going to pick up right there, and we're going to look at verse 9, and there's more of that. In 9, the hopefulness there in 9 is outstanding. And then verse 10, he looks forward to the future. So join me then here on Daily Dose Radio.